Welcome to Primo Recenter inside a brand new 2026 Northern Spirit Dlx 5210CK. This was one of my favorite additions to their lineup here in 2025, and they've made it even better for 2026. So certainly if you're someone who is a little nervous or slightly slide phobic, we call it, we have no slide here, but definitely feels like you might because you've got such great coverage with windows, so much light coming through. Again, road mode in terms of being able to access everything on the road without having to open a slide is perfect here. So it is a great unit if you may be intent on the occasional Walmart stay. Certainly this could work quite well for you. Well set up for a couple, but because you have the dinette and couch at the far end, certainly if you have occasional visitors, grandchildren, children with you, it can work quite well as well. So it comes in a great weight. You're right in that mid-4 range. And certainly something that's towable by a pretty wide range of vehicles. So starting up front here, you've got great coverage with windows here in the bedroom as well. So you've got cross flow of air here. You've got an emergency exit window, so you can leave that one open even if it's raining, and gives you another access point to get out. We do have plugs on both sides of the bed, so if anybody has a CPAP machine, you're well covered there. There is some little cubbies in the corner that potentially they could fit in as well. You've got great storage here above the bed that is not open, it's actually closed. Hanging storage on either side of the bed, individual reading lights. We do have a preset up here for a secondary TV location, so with TV antenna on the wall there, so that's something we can help you with. You do have at least a curtain here for privacy, so again, gives you an area where if you had guests, you can change and those kind of things. So again, if you do have those occasional guests, which you may know traditionally you do, especially if you're moving up from something like a tent trailer, this would be a great fit. Being tandem axle, kind of ready for those longer trips, and would be a wonderful kind of option against used as well, so coming in at a great price point. We've got easy access to the bathroom right off the main door here. Great big shower, so lots of space there, lots of headroom with the skylight. We do have a fan here to help get a condensation. You've already got some built-in storage with some of the hooks, a little basket here, as well as some storage underneath for your life's basics here. A couple little cubbies next to the toilet. Lots of room around the toilet, so if you're a taller person, you'll appreciate that. And you've got a medicine cabinet as well for keeping that first aid kit. We've got access to our thermostat here just past the door, so that'll turn on our furnace here. As we come into the kitchen area, just as we come in the door, we're going to have the ignition for our new tankless hot water tank, a Suburban model. We do have our button here for our power awning. We are going to have the switches for the light on the power awning just above that, our interior light switch, and then our water switch. And then we can check on our tanks here. You've got a nice large 39-gallon fresh tank and then 30-gallon black and gray tanks here. We've got lots of counter space here for a shorter unit. Due to the fact they've undermounted everything, which I love, and then this year they've included the sink covers, which they hadn't for last year, so that's going to give you some increased ability to, again, prep. Lots of storage for pots and pans just below. We've got our safety equipment here in case popcorn is suddenly ignited here. Great big window here, which is wonderful if you're cooking, just helps get those smells out. Built-in storage already built in here, so we've got some, again, ability to hold those paper towels. You'll see our Bluetooth speaker sitting in our spice rack here, so again, a little standard storage built in. Nice central spot for a coffee maker here in the middle. Lots of drawers. Again, lots of room for pots and pans. Lots of room for all your dishes just above. We do have a standard microwave here as well, a little hood fan with a light as well, and again, even more storage for pots and pans just below our 2-burner propane stove. Central little furnace here, so it's going to be very quick to heat things up, and then just above our heads here, we do have a nice central air here that's going to help to really cool that down quickly. We are ready for things like lithium, so our converter here is ready for lithium batteries if the intent is to be off-grid. I should mention, we do have 200 watts of storage, solar, that we have optioned on this unit. It is not a standard feature, but anytime we have a 12-volt fridge, we always want to make sure there's a solar panel that gives you the ability to add more batteries and be out there longer off the grid. So that's already included here on the roof for you. So a nice big 8 cubic foot fridge with a separate freezer. And then as I mentioned, you've got that great couch across from dinette. So this is a great conversation area if you have to come inside for bad weather, or if you just want to relax at night, watch a movie. You've got a natural TV location across from the couch. Again, you're going to have great flow of air through here. Front to back, you're going to have some airflow here from the back as well. You've got great storage above you here for games and books and all that good stuff that you're naturally going to want to bring with you, and a little bit more across the way. You'll have even more storage underneath the dinette, which is fully accessible from the top, and then that dinette's going to drop down into a nice flat bed. So if you're someone who's under 6 feet, you're going to fit there. We do have an outlet underneath there as well, so great if you want to keep the toaster or plug in a laptop here and do some work back here. Again, you're going to have great views. You've got 360 views, so if One side you don't have a great view. The nice thing is you're going to have a fabric shade. You can always pull those down, block out the neighbor if you've got one in one direction. We've got some storage as well underneath the couch. We can flip up the center here if you don't want to have the drink holders, and certainly have 3 people sitting there as well. So just gives you some great, again, sitting area, some views, and again, a wonderful place to sleep others if that's something that often happens in your coach now, or maybe that's the intent. We're going to take you out front here and just show you some more options and features here. One that we have put it on here as well, so a little change that we've made based on our experience with the 2025 model. So up front, we have optioned in from the factory a power tongue jack. So again, it's going to make it easier to get on and off that vehicle, especially if you're using weight distribution. You've got lots of room for multiple batteries here. So 2 6-volts is popular with the solar that we have on board, or lithium now as well with our partner Epoch. We've got room here for a 20-pound bottle, which we will include. You've got a battery cutoff switch, which is a wonderful feature as it goes into storage. That solar is going to continue to charge the batteries, but then you're going to make sure that nothing is draining them, which is a key feature. And then when you come back, you're all set for the next adventure. So we've got some great storage in here as well. So again, you'll be able to see all the way through here. Charge controller is just on the other side. We've got 4 oversized jacks. Something I wanted to point out here that we noticed on the last one last year. So something that I found taking customers in it, the steps that they used worked well with the frame, nothing wrong with the steps themselves. They were a model that was just slightly too high off the ground for my liking, watching customers getting in and out. So we've actually retrofitted a better set of stairs that gives you a little bit more, less clearance, I should say, with the ground. So that way you're not such a big step in. So it's going to make it a lot easier for any age to get in and out of the coach. So I just wanted to highlight that as something that we have done here, just based on the experience of customers going in and out last year. So again, it's going to make it easier for everybody as they use it. So again, we've got our nice tinted windows here, our awning running past the door and towards the back here, just in front of that back window, so giving you lots of shaded space. It's going to come out a full 8 feet. We've got our lend-a-hand here, again, to help with getting in and out, so something to hold on to, which is always handy, young and old. We've got our man's best friend holder there, as well as a drink opener for you. We've got 2 outlets on the outside here under our awning. We've got our black tank flush, very handy to clean those sensors. Easy access to our Suburban hot water tank, our tankless hot water tank. Again, tandem axles, electric brakes on both axles, so lots of stopping power here. And in a unit that's also lighter, certainly very helpful if you're on the big adventures, or that's the intention. So I think you'll quite like the size in terms of towability. You're going to be in that 25, 26 overall. You're going to be 21 feet for the body here. You can see the LED lights lit up here. Again, those windows that we saw, giving you those 360 views at the back, which is just wonderful. And again, on a breezy day like today, you really would not have to use air conditioning at all. So you've got a pre-wire for a backup camera. We've got our standard spare tire, matching the same size tires. And we'll see our big window here, which is an emergency exit window on the back. So we come forward here, we're going to have our outlet for our furnace on the back side, which is great, so no carbon monoxide into the sitting area. 30 amp service for our air conditioning, but if you're not using air, you can always dumb it down to 20 or 15 and run the rest off that. We've got an easy access port here for winterization, our access to our 39-gallon freshwater tank. We do have the spray port here to be able to connect the hose that was in our front compartment. And that's to help you rinse off your feet when you come back from the beach, or rinse off the bikes, rinse off the dog, rinse off the kids. All very handy. We've got city water connection here, and just below that, we've got access to our black and gray valves for dumping. Should you have cable and satellite on site, again, access to that. This is the back side of our storage compartment here. And as I mentioned, very light, very towable. So a unit that is going to be in that mid-4s or 46, 50, that territory. So something very towable by a pretty wide range of vehicles. Again, no slide out, so a little less complications in terms of things to maintain in the future, and something that has just great accessibility on the road, which if you're somebody who is, maybe looking to get off the beaten track a little bit, or camp in some non-traditional locations, shall we say, this would be a wonderful coach to do that. And we invite you at a Primo RV Center to come have a much closer look at this brand new 2026 Coachman Northern Spirit Dlx 5210CK.